Councilor Gibson,
Here.
Councilor Geisler, here, Councilor Law,
Here.
Councilor Jelly,
Here.
Mayor Boucher.
Again, council members have announcements this evening. Hearing none, we'll go past public hearing since we don't have one and communications are on file. Mr. Mulder, could you give us a brief synopsis of the presentations that were given at pre-agenda and ahead of that?
Yeah, so at 3:30, the city council met to tour the North Star Sport Arena. We are on schedule and really close to being on budget, but we are about 3 months away. September, October, mid-November, they should have substantial completion pretty much done. The idea that the arena should be ready on January 1st or home games.
Okay.
Eric gave an update on Victor Park updates. He specifically talked about some additional work that we could potentially do there in terms of some additional concrete and some additional sodding. Based upon the council's direction, we're going to get quotes for each of those two pieces of work, additional sod, additional concrete, and we'll present those for an award at the next city council meeting, with the idea that we get that work done this fall. And then finally, we just talked about the scheduling for the objection hearings for the projects, Hermantown Road project. Assessment hearing, objection hearings were 9:22 and 9:29 at 4 o'clock.
Discussion. This is a time that anyone can address the council about any item not on the agenda. We ask that you limit your time to 3 minutes per person. Would anyone like to give public discussion this evening? Is there anyone that would like to address the council tonight? Last opportunity for public discussion. Hearing none, we'll move forward to motions. A motion to approve the following liquor license applications. Men's 2 for Men's C Stores, 4221 Haynes Road, a 3-2 off sale liquor license, and a tobacco license. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Jelly to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Peterson. Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Next is the consent agenda, minutes approval or correction of the August 18th, 2025 City Council continuation minutes, and accounts payable approved general city warrants from August 16th, 2025 through August 31st, 2025 in the amount of $2,554,607.65. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Councilor LeBlanc to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Geisler. Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Next, resolutions. Resolution 2025-131, resolution approving PFML paid family and medical leave carrier for the city of Hermantown. Is there a motion relating to this?
Move to approve.
Motion by Councilor Geisler to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Peterson. Mr. Mulder, do you want to explain this one?
Sure. Beginning on 6th, we provide paid family medical leave to the state of Minnesota. So we went out and went for bids to purchase that. We had 2 proposals. We're recommending the proposal in front of you. We feel like it's a good deal. Plus, we also we get somebody else to take some of the risk relative to some of the reporting of FICA taxes.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from council?
I just had one comment. Kevin Orm was going to follow up just a little bit more on that Guardians, what the benefit is, where it says 90% of the first 50% SAWW, then 65 and so on and so forth. So if Kevin Orm can have a little bit more update for next meeting, that'd be great.
Yeah, what we'll do, even in fact, as we think about this, I don't know if it'll be at the next meeting or certainly the October one, 1st of October, is we'll have Turge and Associates explain to you what this benefit is and what it does for the employees. Similar to what we'll do in onboarding with the employees, we'll have a presentation for you like at the city council. I just don't promise it'll be on the 15th, but we'll get something to you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Just have one
What?
other comment that we talked that this premium cost would be shared 50-50 between the city and the employees.
Thank you. Anything else? Any public input on this resolution? Is there any public input on resolution 2025-131? Any public input on the resolution approving a paid carrier for the city of Hermantown? Roll call, please.
Councilor,
Aye.
Councilor Geisler.
Aye.
Councilor Jelly.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2025-132. Resolution to adopt the proposed property tax for taxes payable in 2026 and scheduling the truth and taxation hearing. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Peterson. Mr. Mulder.
So we need to set the public hearing, and we usually do that the first meeting in December. We need to notify the county of the proposed maximum tax levy. So this includes the tax levy that we discussed 2 weeks ago. The effective rate increase is 1.4% increase in the rate. The levy increasing about 10%. That will go to the city, county, and then they'll send out the truth and taxation notices, and that hearing would be held on the first meeting in December.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2025-132? Any public input on the resolution to adopt the proposed property tax levy for 2026 and schedule the truth and taxation hearing? Roll call, please.
Councilor Peterson,
Aye.
Councilor Geisler,
Aye.
Councilor Jelly,
Aye.
Councilor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next, resolution 2025-133, resolution approving the final professional services contract with LHB for the design and oversight of the Hermantown City Administration and Public Safety Building HVA system upgrades. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Mr. Mulder, should we have Mr. Holmes explain this one?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? And this would be for completion sometime next year?
Their scope of work will actually be completed by November or sooner of this year for their design of the plans. The physical work, which will be implemented by a contractor yet to be decided, will still go out for bid, so on and so forth. That would be completed next year.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution for a professional services contract with LHB. Do we have any public input on resolution 2025-133? Roll call, please.
Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Peterson.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Resolution 2025-134, resolution directing the immediate abatement of hazardous structures and conditions within the mobile home park located at 4921 Eddy Avenue. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Peterson. Mr. Mulder, should we have Mr. Holmes explain this one also?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Mayor, councilors, so as you're aware, we are continuing with the enforcement actions against the trailer park, have been for some time. Last month, the trailer park sold to new owners. And so part of the purpose of this is to basically repeat the process. They are not subject to the orders that the previous owner was subject to. And then to add to that, we are continuing to have an attractive nuisance issue with all of the vacant units present. We've had to break in as recently as tonight. And so that is part of the reason behind wanting to get those units condemned and removed out of there, so they're not an attractive nuisance to the public.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? With none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the direction for the abatement of hazardous structures at 4921 Eddy Avenue? Is there any public input on resolution 2025-134? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Peterson.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2025-135. Resolution approving a special use permit for grading and filling within a natural environment shoreland overlay area. Is there a motion relating to this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Peterson. Do we have a second? Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder, should we have Mr. Johnson address this?
Yes, please.
Mr. Johnson.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. So this is for the trail work associated with the Keene Creek Trail South project. This actually made up of two segments. One is from Morris Thomas Road north to Johnson Road, and the other one being from the Keene Creek parking lot down southerly to the city borders. So this whole trail system of these two segments is 7,700 lineal feet. There's approximately 6,000 lineal feet within the shoreland area or directly adjacent to Keene Creek. So as part of this process, the city has had multiple discussions with environmental regulatory agencies, and then we would be issuing ourselves as a city a special use permit. This is the same process we followed in other city projects that have been within shoreland areas, and what we also require of the general public should they do work in a shoreland area as well.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from council? Having none, we will move to public comment. Is there any public comment on this resolution? Any public comment on resolution 2025-135? And last opportunity for public comment on the resolution approving a special use permit for grading and filling within a natural environment shoreland area. Roll call, please.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Peterson.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Sorry.
Aye. Next is resolution 2025-136. Resolution approving the First Amendment to Development Agreement and First Amendment to Business Subsidy Agreement amongst the City of Hermantown, Hermantown Economic Development Authority, and KTJ 360 LLC for the Pillars of Hermantown Senior Living Project. Do we have a motion? Motion by Counselor Geisler to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Peterson. Mr. Mulder, should we have Mr. Johnson address this also?
Yes, please.
Great. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. So what's before us this evening, this is the amendment to the development agreement associated with the city and KTJ 360. This has to do with the 2022 agreement between between the city council and that developer. So what we're looking to do this evening is to basically remove language associated with a 30-foot trail easement along the western and northerly property lines associated with the property, which contains the pillars of Hermantown. As part of the new development that's ongoing right now in the project, the cottages of Hermantown, the developer KTJ 360 is or has provided a $50,000 escrow for the purposes of constructing a trail stub adjacent to their property that would connect the trail system to the north along to Maple Grove Road. So at this point, we're essentially removing that existing easement and accepting cash for the construction of a trail.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Do we have any public input on resolution 2025-136? Any public input on the resolution approving the First Amendment to Development Agreement and the First Amendment to the Business Subsidy Agreement between the City of Hermantown and KTJ 360 LLC? Roll call, please.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler, Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Next is resolution 2025-137, resolution awarding contract for furniture for the North Star Ford Arena to Innovative Office Solutions in the amount of $67,511.22. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Peterson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Mr. Mulder.
As part of the budget for the arena, we had $75,000 in there for various furniture, which includes furniture that will be in the lobby area, furniture that would be around the standing areas in the rink, and then some general other furniture for offices and coaches' offices, things like that. We went out for bid. We received, I think, 3 or 4 bids. This was the lowest one, and it's also from a local company that's going to donate some pucks to the Youth Hockey Association.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
Any of that furniture going to varsity sports spaces?
There will be some of them in the varsity coaches' offices.
Shouldn't we take the same stance we took on the lockers with the amenities for the varsity coaches?
We could do that and ask the school district for reimbursement. At this point, we haven't, but we could do that.
I think that would fall into the same category that the lockers did. I also find just, and correct me if I'm wrong, it just seems weird that we'd be furnishing the building with furniture. Tables, chairs, that sort of thing. Wouldn't the end user do that?
There's no end to that kind of conversation. You're absolutely right. Theoretically, the school district could have done that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, paint, I understand paint. Bleacher tops, I understand that. But the usability of the building is not affected by the furniture being in there. Like, that's just my 2 cents on it. It was in the budget, it's under budget, so great news, but I mean, I think we kind of took the stance that we're not gonna pay for any amenities, or not amenities are probably the wrong word, but any resources for varsity sports beyond the ice surface is being covered by the school district. And on top of that, I just don't understand why we're buying tables and chairs and benches for the arena. Anyway.
Same reason we're buying a video board.
We did that knowing that we weren't gonna pay for it if we reached the limit of our expenses. This is,
Under the limit of our.
I totally get it. And the only reason I would vote yes for it is because it was initially budgeted for and it's under the budgeted number. It just surprises me that we'd be buying high tops for or chairs for the drink rail. I don't know, am I going crazy here or what?
No, I just personally think that the time for this question should have been in the design of the arena and
Probably.
before the bids were let and
Yep.
before things were started. Before the budget was fixed.
How do you feel about the stuff for the coaches room?
I don't mind at all. It's part of the arena. You know, we bought all kinds of things for the wellness center that could have been questioned and parceled out too and said, maybe the Y needs to do this, but you know, it's part of the total package.
Wouldn't lockers in the varsity rooms have been part of the total package?
Yep. But we didn't have the money for that. And we said up front that we weren't going to do that.
Okay.
It's,
I can get on board with that.
we bought lockers for the Y.
I don't think we want to open that
but-
particular.
And every situation is different. Any other questions or comments from council? Any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution awarding the contract for furniture for the North Star Ford Arena? Last opportunity for public input on resolution 2025-137. Roll call, please.
Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2025-138, resolution approving change order numbers 32, 33, and 34, KA change order number 10 for the North Star Ford Arena in the amount of $36,725.60. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Peterson. Mr. Mulder?
So there are three items here. The first one is to replace the louver and the relief fan in the existing rink. We're adding some additional lights within the rink for better coverage for lights. And then we're also adding some outlets in the varsity room, in the two varsity locker rooms. On this one, it's not necessarily logical, but in this case, the school district is paying for the relief fan in the existing rink. Basically, that the existing fan had outlived its life, and we're replacing that one. And the school district has agreed to reimburse the city for that expense.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on change orders number 32, 33, and 34 for the North Star Ford Arena? Do we have any public input on resolution 2025-138? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2025-139. Resolution approving pay request number 15 for the North Star Ford Arena to Kraus Anderson Construction Company in the amount of $967,668.73. Do we have a motion relating to this? Motion by Counselor Geisler to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor LeBlanc. Mr. Mulder?
So this is the work done that was completed by Kay on the arena in the month of August.
Any questions or comments from council? Any public input on this resolution? Any public input on approving pay request number 15 for the North Star Ford Arena to Kraus Anderson Construction Company? Do we have any public input on resolution 2025-139? Roll call, please.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Next is resolution 2025-140. Resolution authorizing and directing mayor and city clerk to execute an acceptance of utility easement agreement to the city of Hermantown from Reside North LLC. Do we have a motion relating to this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Peterson to approve. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder, should we have Mr. Johnson address this?
Sure.
Great. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. As part of the development agreement for the Reside apartment that the city entered into with Sumas Construction, there was the requirement of a dedication of a utility easement of 30 feet in width that would essentially contain the city water and sewer main associated with this project. So this easement runs within the private driveway and once again will be memorialized as part of this agreement. And then once the sewer and the water are completed and accepted by, or at least from the city engineer, then it would be accepted by city council.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
I'll restate my opinion that I don't think the city should own anything servicing a single customer.
Anything else from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution accepting a utility easement from Reside North LLC? Last opportunity for public input on resolution 2025-140. Roll call, please.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Nay.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next, we have a maker's choice on resolution 2025-141. Resolution receiving bids and awarding contract for Keene Creek Trail Segment 4 construction to Vite Construction Company in the amount of either $3,109,107 or $2,937,855.30. Does anyone have a motion relating to this resolution?
I'll move to approve the $2 million number.
Sorry, the two?
Two.
Okay.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to approve the lower of the two numbers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder. Or Mr. Salo or Mr.
Certainly not
It's been a
Mr.
while. Mr. Balf.
If Mr. Wolf could address this, that would be great.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So last Thursday, we received 5 bids for the construction of the next segment of trail. And Vite was the low bid with a base amount of that 2.9 million and then alternate of 171,000. And that number was a little bit below the engineer's estimate. When I reviewed the bids and I made the recommendation, I included recommending the add alternate based on the discussion at pre-agenda. There was a lot of information and good questions that were brought up about that. And certainly the add alternate is not a requirement or a necessity at this point. So I understand that the motion on the table here is to award the base bid amount. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
And next we will move to questions and comments by council. Anyone have any? My personal opinion is we should have gone with the higher to get it done now when it's going to need to be done eventually. And this would have been the best price and the best time to do it.
Does it need to be done eventually?
It will be.
It's been a gravel parking lot for how many years?
Well, there's a lot of things that are gonna come up, ADA requirements and things like that. Maybe not going to be done eventually, but in my opinion, should be done. As we should with all of our parks, make them ADA compliant and accessible to all members of the public.
If you're, I guess ADA compliance with the trailhead being there would make sense, but if we're just gonna do ADA compliant parking lots on parks, like, are we gonna make all of our playgrounds ADA compliant then too? Cause that's a rather large expense compared to a regular playground, right?
And we do have to have a plan to make all of our facilities ADA compliant. And we have received grants for other portions of the trail near the soccer field to make it ADA compliant with pavement. It's a standard. We can drop it or we can go with it. Just my own opinion. Anything else from council? Any public opinion on this resolution? Any public comments or opinion on resolution 2025-141? Last opportunity for public comment on the resolution receiving bids and awarding contract for the Keene Creek Trail segment number 4. Roll call, please.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Peterson,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
No. Next, we have closed session on our agenda. A motion to close the meeting of the Hermantown City Council pursuant to Minnesota statute section 13D.05 subdivision 3A to discuss the city administrator's performance evaluation. Following this closed session, the Hermantown City Council will reconvene into open session. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
Motion to go into closed session.
Motion by Counselor Jelly. Is there a second to go into closed session?
Second, Joe can have it.
I guess Counselor Peterson got it first. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh,